So good morning and welcome everybody to Edmonton Graphic Designer Coffee Connections. Today we are at Denny's Restaurant on Gateway Boulevard in Edmonton, Alberta, and our special guest today is Darlene Petrie from Scam Prevention International, and she drove all the way from Calgary to meet us. Welcome, Darlene.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me and having me here.
So let's talk about your business, Scam Prevention International. How did the idea for your business come about, Darlene?
Flat out, I was scammed.
You were scammed?
I was scammed, yeah. And I was in a romance scam, actually. It was 2.5 years ago. And it happened unexpectedly. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I wasn't expecting, to be caught up in anything like that. And for one thing, I didn't even know about social catfishing or romance scams or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
So I really felt that I was really hurt by it all, and I just really didn't feel that. I really felt that this isn't fair. Like, why did this happen to me?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for love. I was a widow. I am a widow since 2005. But I wasn't. I feel like I still love my husband.
Yep.
And so I wasn't really. Not really. I wasn't on a dating site.
You weren't searching.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't respond to anything. Like, I was playing Words with Scrabble.
Yeah.
Words with friends. Playing Scrabble with Words with friends.
Yeah.
And since 2009, I've been playing that.
Right.
And brushed off any kind of flirtatious stuff that came along, and said, I'm really just interested in playing Scrabble.
Yeah.
If you want to play Scrabble, let's. If you don't, then goodbye.
Spell buzz off.
Exactly.
Oh, that's 2 words.
And then I don't know what it was about this particular person. Like, we had a good chats.
Yeah.
While we were playing, because you can chat, and I didn't see what he looked like, so it wasn't that I was attracted to his look.
Yeah.
He had a little puppy. I love dogs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I have a dog.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what it was. It was a cute little puppy. But he asked, to go off the site, and I did. And we went on to Google Hangouts, and then he started chatting and saying, let's share pictures. So I started sharing pictures. And when I saw a picture, well.
Was it good look?
Oh, yes, very good.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Do you think that was actually his picture?
oh, it wasn't. That was not his picture at all.
Yeah.
And so I just, and I was really angry. Like, when I found out that I was,
Deceived.
yeah, that this person was using a fake persona, I was really hurt. And I was walking my dog, and I was mad. I thought, I'm mad at myself. I was, I felt ashamed. I felt like I know better. I'm a well-educated woman, and I worked with young offenders, and was used to,
recognizing
those kinds of behaviors.
Yeah.
And I didn't clue in at all. And so I was walking my dog, and I just thought, this isn't fair. And a song came on the radio. I was at the station.
Yeah.
And the song was by Matthew West.
Yeah.
Called Do Something.
Yeah.
And just, like I was saying, just as I was saying, God, why did you do this to me? And I literally, God, why?
Exactly.
Why did you do this to me? I wasn't looking. I don't get it. And the song had those exact words, but it was about, like the things that are going on in the world, like the poverty and children being sold. And he was saying
Injustices.
in all the injustices in the world, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I did that. I was like, I said, and so those words came on, like, God, why don't you do something? And he said, the response was, I did do something. I created you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Makes me want to cry a little bit, actually.
I get goosebumps, and I still get tears. It's been like I said, 2.5 years. And so I thought, that's why doing this, and it just changed my focus altogether.
Yeah.
It wasn't about me, it's about all the other people who have
no voice,
who don't know, who have financial crimes committed against them, people who have lost their homes, lost their families, lost their lives, because people do.
So they took financially from you? They stole money?
Well,
or they got you to give them money?
and that's always where the differentiation is that I willingly gave them money. Yeah. I willingly gave, and so, but it's still a financial crime because it was under false pretext.
Exactly. What was your key driving force to becoming an entrepreneur?
The need to be able to serve people, to be able to help them, to provide education and awareness.
Do you target your material or towards a certain age range?
I have two, and one is for women 50 plus, and the other one is women in business. And I say women 50 plus because of COVID. So many women around, like in my age range and older and a bit younger, have started using internet a lot more than what they would normally do.
Right.
People used to just, maybe do it at work, or people that are
their
my
grandkids
age,
and stuff, right?
They did it so they could get connected to them.
Right.
And then they got used to being able to use the internet, but there's still so many dangers out there and warnings that, and they don't know what the signs are. And
right.
So I like to educate those people because it's a we. Like I'm still educating myself on it. There's so much out there. Like
well,
I have a repertoire
the
of
industry,
70 types of scams.
Well, and they're just coming up with more ways to outwit people, right?
Yes.
And I'm thinking with, like the older ladies that, they have a laptop and they're on it. Oh, I learned how to use Facebook and maybe Messenger or, Zoom or whatever. But then a window pops up or a button pops up on their thing saying, you've been infected. Click here. And they don't know what to do. And so they're trusting, right? And so they just push the button and whatever happens, happens, right?
And then that person tries to get into their computer, and then they say, well, you need to pay for the service, so we need to go into your bank account, and
so then they pull out their wallet and they give them all the credit card number information.
And it's very sad, because people have saved, it's their life saving. It is. As soon as you say the word scam, it seems to me that the connotation is, if I say I've been scammed, then it was my fault because I fell for it. And in actual fact, it is a financial crime. I am a victim of a financial crime.
I had a close friend who's actually a boyfriend, and I kind of judged him a little bit when he shared with me that he fell for a scam where somebody said, I want to deposit this money into your bank account and leave it for a few days, and then I want you to transfer it here, and then I'll give you this. I don't know the whole deal, but because my thought was, how on earth would you fall for that? How on earth would I pick you as a boyfriend if you would fall for that?
Empathy is not the first feeling that people demonstrate when somebody says that they've been scammed.
And you know what? Sometimes it's out of desperation. They're financially strapped, and this is a chance for them to be able to pay their rent.
Yeah, exactly. Or some of
my bad.
Loneliness. And
Darlene's company, Scam Prevention International, just celebrated their first birthday on June the 14th, 2022. So happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Darlene, how has being an entrepreneur affected your family life?
So it's affected in that I don't have as much money that I would have liked to have had to be able to spend on them. And time-wise, it's time-consuming.
Yeah.
But all of this in hopes that it will monetize and that I will be able to contribute to them and also contribute to the organizations that I like to contribute to.
Right. Charitable organization.
Charitable organizations. Yeah. Because I belong to.
Which is the Africa. There's one in Africa.
Yeah, there is one. It's an organization that's called Trees by the Water. The main office kind of thing is in the U.S., but the actual volunteering and contributions go to West Africa.
And you've been there, right?
I've been there. Yeah, I went in 2020. I retired on December 31st and left for Africa January 1st.
Wow. Wow.
And I spent time there, and met with the children and met with they call the mummies, who do the cooking. And,
yes.
And there's also 2 organizations in Uganda that I've been involved with, and all of them I've been involved with for 5 years.
Did you go to the Uganda?
I haven't been to the Uganda one yet. That was going to be one of my goals to go to before COVID.
Yeah.
Happened, and so I wasn't able to go.
Darlene, what motivates you?
To be able to determine, is there really a need? And I did find out that there is a need.
Yes.
There is a lot of information. Don't get me wrong. There's tons of information on scam prevention.
Yeah.
But how do you know what to look for?
Yeah, you're bringing it to the target market rather than just letting them search for it, right? So I know for a fact that Father's Day is coming up, and you have a webinar event coming up. And I'm actually going to be at it.
I know, I'm so excited.
But I don't think this video is going to be live before it. Yeah. But you've got some follow-up webinars.
I do.
So you want to tell us about, first of all, the one that's happening at Father's Day, just so we can understand where you're coming from and your goal.
Okay, so with the Father's Day, it's a Father's Day special.
Yes.
So it doesn't just have to be for fathers. It's whoever, like sometimes you want to buy your own. You're a single parent, you've been a father, you're a mom.
Yeah.
So, you want to buy yourself a gift. This one the first one is on the 21st. And it's of June, yeah. And it is called No More Robocalls. Some people don't know what robocalls are.
I was just going to ask you, what is a robocall?
So robocall is those spam and scam phone calls that come on your phone or in your text. So
may I interrupt? So while I was standing here waiting for you to arrive, my phone rang, and you can hear the background, a bunch of people talking in the background, and the guy said, hi. I'm just calling to let you know that we can give you a deal on cleaning your furnace. Is that a robocall or what's that?
It's a robocall.
Okay.
So it would be, and some of them are legit.
Yeah.
And some of them aren't. Okay. And so, like I say, some of it's spam and some of it's scam. And so it's a matter of knowing the difference of which one is which.
Spam is somebody that's actually going to do the service. Scam is somebody that's going to take your money and run.
And that's exactly it. And so with the No More Robocalls, I'm going to, give some wonderful stats, because everybody loves statistics, and talk a bit about how it happens and what's the difference. But the thing that I do differently is I want people to bring their phones with them, because while we're at the workshop, we are going to go through and call the numbers that need to be called to decrease the number of spam call. So those are the kinds of things that I'll be talking about, but it's hands-on.
Yes. Oh, that's good. Oh, and then you got some follow-up ones after that?
I do, yes. I have two follow-ups. One is, how scam savvy are you really?
Okay.
Because so many people, I can't count how many times I've told them it's never going to happen to me. And I'm here to tell you, it's not a matter of if it happens to you, it's a matter of when it's going to happen.
And the last one?
And the last one is, how do I know if my identity has been stolen? And again, those are both hands-on. You'll go to a website and you'll put in your email. And you have the option to put in your email, and you'll see how many times your email has been compromised, and the names of the places where it's been compromised.
Like what? They're trying to log in somewhere?
And or your identification has been stolen. So, say for instance, you were shopping at AYBC store, because I don't want to name any stores.
AYBC? What alphabet do you use?
If your information has been stolen from that particular place because you entered it in, because they always ask you your information. It'll tell you if that store has been compromised.
Okay. All right. Next, how do you generate new ideas?
Is there more chocolate for you now?
No, I'm still good.
She's talking.
So for new ideas, so when I first started with Scam Prevention International, I thought I was just going to focus on romance scams and social media, because that's all I knew. And as I'm doing research, I'm finding out that there are so many different things. I have a list of about 70 types of different scams that are being used, and so while I'm searching is when the ideas come through. And also, and I appreciate, and so if any of you who are listening come up with, scams that you hear about or in the news, please do forward them to me. Because they are new. Some of them are old scams, but with a new twist to them. So we need to really, keep on top of it, and that's how you really find out what's what and share.
All right. Let's see. What is your greatest fear, and how do you manage fear?
Well, I manage it through prayer. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. And my greatest fear is that it's always geared towards if people are not wanting to learn, I guess, or don't want to hear my message. I guess that's my biggest fear, is that people are going to get tired of listening to me, tired of hearing it, and then stop listening. And then I'll hear about them being scammed. And it does happen to me now. Like, I'll post something on Facebook, so every week I post an infographic of a certain scam, and so it talks about what the scam is, how it works, how to identify the scam, how to avoid the scam, and what to do if you are scammed.
Right.
And people don't share it.
Darlene, what are your ideals?
That is a broad question,
yeah.
But if I relate it to scam prevention, my ideals are that, my ideal would be that scam prevention does get to become monetized so that I could provide more programming. I do have a long-term goal of creating a nonprofit for scam prevention called Scam Prevention 101. And I would like to have that particular program go into schools and have the teachers be educated on the signs to look for if their children, if their students are being recruited to be scammers. And I would like to have that worldwide.
Yeah. What is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
My favorite aspect, I always say that I like being an entrepreneur because I get to use my own creativity. I get to research. I get to work in the middle of the night, which is my best time.
Really?
And I get to make a difference in the world.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Darlene, for sharing your passion with us, sharing your business and how you got into it and what motivates you. So thank you again, everybody. And this is Cindy from Edmonton Graphic Designer with Darlene Petrie from Scam Prevention International.